YouTube, social media world. It's your boy AnonymousBased and on biggity biggity bat, biggity biggity bat, biggity 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 bat with a new reaction video. This time I'm here with something brand new from It's Complicated. But before we get into that, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and give this video a like. Share with a couple of your friends. Make sure you follow me on all my social media sites. And if you got something specific, go ahead and drop it in that comment section. So, we are here with something brand new from It's Complicated. Shout out to you, brother. And the name of this video is called My Body, My Choice. Rules of modern dating and understanding women. All right, let's go ahead and get into it, man.
Sex outside of marriage is worse than killing a baby. I don't necessarily consider it killing a baby when you have an abortion, so.
Huh? What?
What kind of shit is that?
Why is abortion an important issue for women?
Because it's our body, our choice.
Because it affects our bodies, our lives, our mental health, everything to do with ourselves.
Women have the right to choose what they want to do with their bodies, so
having the government decide what we do with our own bodies is not the best idea. It's healthcare. It's not government decision.
Would you agree that abortion by and large is consequence-free sex for women?
Uh-oh.
No, it's not.
Why is that?
Stop the cap.
Ooh, that's a good question.
Uh-huh.
Is it consequence-free for men, too?
No.
If a woman can decide to have an abortion?
Potentially. I mean, it's a consequence-free sex for men and women.
Yeah.
Why are 98% of abortions elective?
Elective?
Like chosen rather than required surgery?
Probably just wrong place, wrong time.
Would you agree that abortion by and large is consequence-free sex for women?
I don't think it should be, no.
Gotcha,
I feel like it is.
Would you agree that abortion by and large is consequence-free sex for women?
yes, to an extent, yes.
Okay.
Wouldn't prostitution be consequence-free sex for men, except it wouldn't involve killing of an embryo?
Oh.
Yes, unfortunately, but
Yeah, that's a good question. I guess technically it's not free sex because you're paying for it, so.
Isn't abortion sex without accountability, while prostitution is sex without liability?
Fair enough, yeah.
I wouldn't say abortion is not sex without accountability. I feel like if if you're going for abortion, that's taking accountability for having sex. So.
Do you believe sex is a need or a want?
It's a want, because of lust.
If sex is not a need for men, then why is abortion a need for women? Can't women just masturbate like men?
No.
Women can masturbate like men, but at the same time, women choose to do the abortion because they don't want to deal with the responsibility of having a child when you opened your legs or whatever you did.
That means not taking
that child, so
accountability.
you don't want to take the responsibility for that.
So then wouldn't that mean that abortion is consequence-free sex for women?
It is. You're absolutely right.
Why is prostitution seen as more disgusting than abortion would be seen as disgusting?
Having multiple sex partners is, it's nasty.
because it's socially accepted. Abortion is socially accepted, as opposed to seeing a woman on the corner and seeing her in provocative clothing. You're like automatically judging, as opposed to seeing someone, not knowing someone's going into a clinic and going under that procedure. It's just more socially accepted.
Abortion has to do, it covers so many people. Women indicate over 50% of the population.
And prostitution, I think, if you're a consenting adult and you want to do that, like in Amsterdam, they regulate it. They have safety measures in place and someone is agreeing to do that. Okay. If you want to have an abortion, it's because you are not either mentally, financially, there's so many other reasons you wouldn't be able to take care of that child, and you know you wouldn't be able to give it a good life.
Why is a woman more entitled to killing a baby that's being formed than a man fulfilling his sexual needs?
Well, because a man holds a lot of power within the cum. Let's say that. Like, of course, a woman has a uterus and is able to provide life and have and make life, but a man is also key to forming life.
Why do women claim to be the creators of life when the child is wanted, yet as soon as the pregnancy is unplanned, it suddenly becomes the man's fault for not wearing a condom?
See, I believe it's both persons' responsibility, not just the man's. So,
which of the following is worse? Sex outside marriage or killing a baby?
Killing a baby.
sex outside marriage, I guess.
I would say, yeah, sex outside of marriage is worse than killing a baby. I don't
Stop
think.
the cap.
I don't necessarily consider it killing a baby when you have an abortion. So.
Why is abortion more socially acceptable than prostitution?
That is a good question. I'm actually not sure about that one. That is a very good question.
If sex is a need within marriage, why would it be any less of a need outside marriage?
I don't really know how to answer that one, actually.
Gotcha, bitch. Prostitution was made legal, even though they act like it's illegal. It was made legal in like places like Vegas or LA, so it's a lot more open. You go down the right streets and you'll just see prostitution openly. Versus when people say, "Oh, just killing the innocent baby," but they don't see how prostitution, you're 9 out of 10, they're gonna get pregnant too.
Why wouldn't pro-lifers want to legalize safe and regulated prostitution to minimize unwanted pregnancies?
It's kind of a catch-22 with that one. It's still frowned upon in today's society, I suppose.
Wouldn't that reduce the need for abortions? I mean, doesn't a man need sex a lot more often than a woman needs an abortion?
That's true. Yes. Yes. You got me there. Yes.
Men feel they need sex more.
If sex is a need within marriage, why wouldn't it be any less of a need outside marriage?
Because when you do it outside of marriage, you create something like a baby, and you basically don't. Some couples
You can
don't
do that
end
in
up
a marriage
together, so
too.
you're basically on your own and you're struggling with the baby. And nowadays, babies are not. They're not cheap. So you doing it on your own and being independent, which I do love independent women, but at the same time, you still need a man in your life. That's why marriage is important, because a man will always be by your side and always be there in the marriage and with your children.
If a lot of men don't want to get married, what are men supposed to do to fulfill those needs?
I guess premarital sex.
Why should abortion be cheap and accessible any more than prostitution should be cheap and accessible?
Well, sometimes
Abortion is not cheap.
it's
I
not
could tell
cheap,
you that.
yeah.
That shit's almost $1,000.
Have you seen the price of prostitution?
It's cheaper.
Depending on the woman,
I can't
the
really-
caliber of her experience, the looks, and her physical appearance.
If a man has to drive to a different state to get a prostitute, why shouldn't a woman have to drive to a different state to get an abortion?
I don't really think it's the same. Like, I guess, like,
Stupid.
you know, like I said, like, sex is more of like a want. And so, you know, if you're wanting to drive
Stupid.
to a different state to get a prostitute or do whatever you got to do to fulfill your needs, you know, that's whatever. That's your decision. But, you know, if you have something happen to you and you need a way out of it, like getting an abortion from an unwanted pregnancy, it should be accessible in your state. You shouldn't have to drive across the
Stupid.
country to do that.
Which of the following is worse? A woman's fear of getting pregnant or a man's fear of 18 years of child support?
Both. I think they're equally.
Pregnancy.
Stupid.
How would the overturning of Roe versus Wade benefit men when men are now more likely to get baby trapped?
Oh.
Baby trapped is insane.
Oh.
Baby
Stupid.
trapped, as you say. What's to say they won't just walk away without and leaving the consequences that they did technically create?
They can't.
It's much easier for a man to walk away, go move out of the country, move out of state and hide, than it is for a woman who has to carry something in their body for 9 months and then deal with the consequences of that for the rest of her life.
Why would women blame men for taking away rights if it ends up also hurting men in the process?
But how does it hurt men?
Because men are more likely to get stuck
Stupid.
paying child support for kids that they didn't want.
I don't know. I think you have a good point there.
Because some
Gotcha,
men don't
bitch.
want to step up and be dads, so it shouldn't matter what they feel. Women's is the one that got to go through body changes for 9 months.
It hurts their pockets. It doesn't hurt them emotionally. It doesn't
a
hurt
lot
them
of
to
them
the
don't.
aspect of a woman's emotions.
But I do see the controversy in men and women in that sense too, because a lot of women are grimy as and will
That's
pull
true.
the, well, you know, I am going to get the security and we are going to use the state
That's
and
true.
you're going to pay for my baby, but you can't see him or them, you know. I see that controversy right there.
What reproductive rights do men have in the first place?
None.
Do they have any? None? I want to say none.
Why is it if a woman can't pay for her baby, she gets government assistance, but if a man can't pay for his baby, he goes to jail?
I don't know
There you
why,
go.
but I do not think it's fair whatsoever.
I feel like it's the same reason why women have to be forced to hold on to a baby that they may not want or the dad might not want, but the men are just able to dodge child support with no problem and lead the women to do it by themselves.
Why is it when a father abandons his child, we call him a deadbeat dad, but when a woman aborts her child, we call it her choice?
Because people listening to society, it is her choice. Why do dads get to be out in the clubs and having a great time while the woman at home taking care of baby by herself? But women go out, they whores and they this and that and they fast and they should be a better mom and stuff like that. Men don't get judged as hard.
Why is my body, my choice acceptable when it comes to abortion, but not when it comes to prostitution?
Good question. We got to definitely discuss that. I don't know why that's okay. I feel like if that's okay, then we should be okay. If that's okay with abortion, then we should be okay with prostitution.
Shouldn't it be just as much a man's body his choice to buy sex as it's a woman's body her choice to sell sex?
Of course.
Yeah.
The same way it should be a woman's choice to have a baby or not.
I agree.
Or keep it or not.
Why are women quick to accept a woman who can sell sex, but are quick to shame a man who can buy sex?
Because men are.
Man, I said the same thing.
Sometimes they whistle you walking down the street. They walk up to you, chase you down at the gas station. It's uncomfortable. You can't wear what you want to wear. You get looked at a certain way. So it's very uncomfortable being a woman sometimes. It's very hard.
Would you agree that a healthy sex life is part of a person's well-being?
Yes.
Have you ever heard of the term sexually frustrated?
Yes.
Why is it when it comes to healthcare, people think it should be a right, but when it comes to sex, it should be a privilege?
I'm not sure why they do. But again, that's not very fair in retrospect for either. So.
Aren't they both part of a person's well-being?
Yeah, absolutely.
Why are they both so unaffordable?
I honestly don't know, but I, again, don't agree with it.
I guess just because that's how it is in America. I mean, it's not a privilege to have health care in any circumstance, whether it's abortion or not. You got to pay for it.
Why should abortion be covered under health care any more than prostitution would?
Medical procedure, I guess.
I've never had a problem struggling to pay for it, to afford sex. Not that I'm out here paying for it, but I wouldn't say that it's like unaffordable for most people. If you're in a happy relationship or find someone that's attractive to you like you are to them,
Isn't it
should be pretty easy.
Isn't it far easier for a woman to get sex than it is for a man? I mean, women don't typically go to prostitutes, men do, right?
I don't know. I wouldn't know because I'm not a man. So.
Okay. Gotcha, bitch! If women no longer have to go through men to acquire finances, why are men still expected to go through women to acquire sex?
Truthfully, don't know. That's a really good question, actually.
Gotcha, bitch! What needs are women being deprived that they're forced to be with men?
None that I'm aware of.
Gotcha, bitch! What needs are women being deprived that they're forced to be with men?
The finances.
What?
Well, women have equal employment opportunities. They can acquire their own finances without relying on a man.
The
Nothing.
laziness. They want the easy route out, and which is OnlyFans, prostitution, so many other outlets of just exposing their body for money.
Isn't that privilege that men don't have?
Yes, it is.
Not all the time.
There's a good amount of men on.
Stop the cap.
Right, but I mean, it's not even close to the majority. I mean, it's a very small minority compared to women, right? So women, women by and large, have the opportunity to use their body and then what was given to them, and take the easy way, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's the problem. Should women be taxed on their income and use that money to subsidize prostitution for men?
They could, but I don't think so, no.
Why do we currently tax men's income to subsidize women's needs?
Because the world holds men accountable.
There you go. All right. Okay, man. Shout out to It's Complicated for coming through with the fire video called My Body, My Choice, man. Now, this video was pretty straightforward. You notice I didn't pause it to give additional commentary because this is one of the rare examples of me watching a video all the way through and me not stopping it to give my own commentary, because what I seen is, hey man, my buddy was shutting it down. So when they came and clapped back with the nonsense, he pretty much said exactly what I would have said or what I was thinking. So I didn't even necessarily have to stop the video. I just watched it all the way through. But I mean, great questioning, great logic. Absolutely fire logic. Because he was shutting these people down with their lackadaisical stances on what they were saying and how their responses were to the question. But overall, great video. There was a lot of cap going on. There was a lot of cap in the video. Stop the cap. There was a whole lot of capping going on, and it was mainly from these women. the one or two guys I seen, they weren't really saying that much because, you know, they just got straight to the point. But all these women on here straight up lying. I mean, don't get me wrong. There was one that would just admit and she didn't know. You know what I mean? She would admit, hey, I don't really know how to answer that. That's a good question. She didn't try to argue and flip it back like the interviewer was wrong. So I can give some respect to that. You know what I mean? I can respect it when a person takes accountability and admits that they don't know something, because I myself, I'm not perfect. There's times where I'll say, hey, man, I'm not sure. You might want to ask such and such, or I'll redirect a person if they have a question that I'm not able to answer. So, you know, things like that, it makes for good discourse, great dialogue, great discussions, and it sets a good tone and atmosphere for us to throw out ideas and try to figure each other out and understand each other better. So overall, man, great video, great content. Like I said, you always have a place here, man. But that's pretty much my reaction, man. So if you like the video, go ahead and give this video a like, share with a couple of your friends. Make sure you follow me on all my social media sites. And if you got something specific, go ahead and drop it in that comment section, man. It's your boy AnonymousBased. Peace.
We'll be right back.